Okay, hello everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for coming. We will start the info webinar to explain what is the Rocket Top program. My name is Celeste Regla. I am a program officer in Impact Ventures, which is a department inside EIT Urban Mobility. And yes, so let's start. Just some reminders of the webinar. Your microphone and cameras will remain off during the whole hour. So please use the chat for any questions that you have. We will read the questions out loud at the end of each segment, and we will answer them directly. The webinar will be recorded and then posted in our website. And we finally will send you the slides by email, the email that you registered after finishing the webinar. Our goals for this afternoon is to explain you the framework where we operate in the Rocket Top program, describes the program details and operations, and solve all the questions that you have regarding the program. So we will divide this webinar in 3 sections. First, we will explain what is the EIT, then what is Supernovas, and then specifically what is Rocket Top, its proposals, its benefits, timeline, financials, etc. So let's start. What is EIT? So the European Institute of Innovation and Technology is a European body created in the European Union in 2008 to strengthen Europe's ability to innovate. And the EIT is an integral part of the Horizon Europe, which is an EU framework program for research and innovation. Was before H 2020, and now it's Horizon Europe. So how does the EIT works? EIT supports the development of partnerships among companies, high educational institutes, and research labs. And these partnerships are called EITs. EITs, knowledge and innovation communities. So EIT KIC, let's say, we say it KIC. And they are these 8 communities that you see on the right of the slide. Each community is dedicated to finding solutions to a specific global challenge, from climate change to sustainable energy, healthy living, foods. And actually climate was the first one to be constituted, then digital, then food, and so on. And actually this year we have a new one, culture and creativity, and upcoming we will have also water. So together with these 8 EITs, taking into account the culture one, which is not here, we bring together more than 2,900 partners associated to each one of them, making the EIT Europe's largest innovation ecosystem. Yeah, this is the the number of partners that we have and how it's divided into higher education, cities, companies, and small SMEs and startups and the research centers. Finally, to fulfill EIT's mission to deliver sustainable and growth, like smart growth for Europe, we nurture the entrepreneurial skills beyond great ideas and transform them to products and services. So each KIC has their own organization, but we all have 3 main pillars: education or talent to business, innovations or research to market, and business creations or startups to scale. In education, each KIC has its own courses and programs, and we offer master or PhD programs, as well as online executive educational courses. And then through the innovation projects, we award consortia like a solution to bring their product into the market in 1 or 2 years. And finally, in business creation, each KIC supports the creation of startups and the acceleration of startups by offering access to finance, new customers, new markets, enhance business skills, among others. And actually, here in Rocket Up, we are under this pillar, startups to scale. So as an integral part of Europe's framework for research, we have activities in all the countries in color in this map. We accept startups, have partners, make projects all around Europe and beyond. And each KIC has its own separation of regions and offices. In the case of EIT Run Mobility, where I work, we are distributed among 5 regions, 5 hubs, and we have 5 different offices. And additionally, for every country that belongs to the Regional Innovation Scheme, which is a framework to boost performance of countries with moderate or modest innovation, basically all the South and Eastern European countries, we have a special office there and a special dedicated budget. So now I will check first if we have any questions regarding EIT, which I see that we don't have any, and I will continue with what is supernovas. So to explain what is supernovas, I have selected an image that reflects it. This is from the movie called On the Basis of Sex, about an American lawyer in the 1970s. And you must think, but Celeste, this is a long time ago. And the thing is, I have seen, and I know most of you have passed through situations where you feel like this. Even me, as an industrial engineer with a background working in automotive, and even though in Europe we have very high values on gender equality, traditions have a heavy weight. And in startups, there are too few women, too little funding, scarce encouragement, and some barriers. So Supernovas gets born to promote having more women in the entrepreneurial ecosystem, not just because it's a goal for the European Commission, but also because we are true believers that to make products and services for all, the people making them should also represent all. And gender parity is the first steps for a more diverse group of decision makers. So our goal is to shape the available innovations in the market to finally make Europe more competitive and prepared for growth. So how do we do it? We first support female entrepreneurs and female-led startups. Then we help women start a career in early stage funding. We inspire role models across the ecosystem. And as we call it, this is a program that is cross EIT, which means that involves more than one EIT. In this case, we work with EIT Road Mobility, EIT Foods, and EIT Manufacturing. So what do we do to make this happen? We have 4 activities. Rocket Up, which is the one that we are here to listen. It's an international expansion program for female-led startups. And I will talk details just after this. Then we have Women to Invest, to bring more women into the venture capital world. As you must know, only 10% of venture capital investors are women, and we need more because diverse perspectives lead to better evaluations. Trust is essential in high-risk investments, and we tend to trust similar people. And then also for the network advantage. If you feel included, that increases your confidence in connecting with influential people. Then as a third activity, we have the Investor Network. We just launched it actually a few weeks ago. And here we provide women working in the VC, junior and senior positions, and female business angels, as well active and to be, with training, networking opportunities, and access to deal flow, particularly in tech female-led startups. And finally, the leadership program done together with the EIC, the European Innovation Council, which consists on mentoring, coaching, training, networking opportunities to take your leadership and management skills to the next level. Okay, so questions. I have one. Is the Rocket Up address only to startups in industries you shared before, or it is more broad or could include startups addressing other industries too? Okay, I will explain this later, but I have to say that this year we will only accept programs, startups that are addressing a thematic inside mobility, food, or manufacturing, but it's rather broad. I will then, like after I will tell all the areas that we have inside each EIT. How do we engage with a networking program? For the networking program, the leadership one, together with the EIC, the call is closed and we will launch it again next year. And you can keep updated in our websites. Okay, something else? No, I will continue then. Okay, so what is Rocket Up? The main objective of this webinar. I have another image to describe it. And is this one. So Rocket Up supports you accessing a new market. And an analogy is like teaching you how to be your own plane pilot. Of course, I thought to use a rocket, which had made more sense, but this is a better analogy. So first, you get to know how your plane is with many details, your potentials, and your possible weaknesses. Then you will choose a destination. It must be a place with a landing track, a place without a lot of wind, avoiding territories with conflict, a place that you really want to visit, and most importantly, that the people that is there is prepared to welcome you. Then you plan a route to arrive there, taking into account the weather, choosing an altitude, depending on the size of your plane, being prepared to adapt your course or push an emergency button depending on the conditions. And then prepare to soft landing, adapting to the terrain and how modern, I don't know, the airport must be or its communications. And finally, you will have people that receive you when you arrive, so you don't arrive alone. People that explain you how to go through the airport, which regulations you must comply, and finally, how to get locals to like you. You will also know, you will develop a methodology to select, plan, and land into other markets in the future as well. So Rocket Up is an international program, international expansion program for female-led companies. And it's a 15-week long from September to December. And it's a custom-made program because we know that for each market, we require a specific path according to the startup and the market history, characteristics, needs, goals. So right now, I will quickly explain you the main elements of the program, how it's structured, some of our mentors, the finance and the operations, how is the application and evaluation process, and which is the expected outcome. First, the main elements are 4. We mix insightful and inspiring group sessions with exceptional mentors and also to give you a further connection with the EIT network and its opportunities. So regarding the group sessions, they are very structured. We give these valuable insights, examples, online interaction and peer-to-peer learning. The business mentor, we give you 10 hours with a top-notch tailored business mentor to work further what is learned in the group sessions. Then a regional advisor when you select the market that you want to go. So this person can give you advice on the market, contacts there, which are the cultural differences that can affect your product or your services. And then we encourage you to make a mission, which is where you go to the target region that you want to expand and visit this advisor in person, So she or he can introduce you to potential stakeholders face to face, or explain you their vision and insights in person. And finally, the connection to the EIT. So each KIC representative is assigned, you will be assigned with a KIC representative to explore further collaborations with the community. So some KICs invest in startups, like we in Rural Mobility, we invest up to 500K in startups, and food and manufacturing, they also have their investment arms. We also have other funding opportunities, and this person will help you dive through all of this and propose to you further collaboration opportunities. We will divide the program in 3 phases. Phase 1 is select, where you select the markets and validate it. So you make sure that this is the perfect place you have to prioritize. Then you plan, you build a localized strategy for the target market with insights and feedback. And then you land, which is you start your implementation strategy. In terms of content, phase 1, you will identify which are your success factors, what makes you successful in your target, in your home market. And with this, you can measure other markets' attractiveness. Once you select a few, you can also score and validate, like score them and validate with a strategy, like validation strategy, if this is the market that you should go, and you will introduce this on your pitch deck in case that you have to look for funding, saying that you are going there, or if you have to, you will meet someone saying that you are going to expand there, then we support you on that. Then in phase 2, you will develop a go-to-market strategy that is localized to these new markets. You will fine-tune your value proposition depending on how different is the other place compared to your home market, how to navigate through business cultures, how to localize your communication strategy, and how to evaluate your risks. And finally, in the landing, we will tackle sales and marketing, how to do partnerships and like negotiate or find the best partner in the target market, how to do talent recruiting outside your home, which are the legal implications that we have to take into account, and how to do an expansion fundraising. Regarding the timeline, we will have 7 group sessions starting on September and every 2 weeks. We will give you free tickets to the event Slush, where we plan an optional get-together. The business mentor is assigned depending on your needs. So the mentoring hour starts just after the kickoff, and you will have 10 hours to settle with him, her, for the whole mentoring. Then, once you have selected and validated your market, we will assign you the regional advisor that will start in November. And this person will be an expert on your industry and on the region of Europe where you want to expand. For example, last year we had a startup that was working with organic dyes for textiles. And after the study, they prioritized their expansion to a region of Italy called Prato. So we found a textile expert in that region. And then we also had a company with hydrogen that wanted to expand to Germany, an agricultural also company that wanted to go to the south of France, etc., etc. And actually, we are able to do this thanks to the EIT big network. And this is what makes our program really unique. Finally, the connection with EIT starts also just after the kickoff, and the following relationship with the KIC depends on your interests and what the respective KIC is able to offer you. For you to have a quick overview on how good are our mentors, here are some of the ones we have in our pool. You have the LinkedIn link, so you can click afterwards when we send you the documents. One of the most common feedbacks we had last year was how incredible, experienced, and straight to the point were these people, and we are really proud to have to be working with them. Okay, so who is this for? We are looking evidently for startups, so registered companies, which is an innovative and scalable company, and most importantly, that is purpose-driven. We want the startup to be in a growth stage, so we recommend from seed to Series C to have a product in the market. It's not really required. We are flexible, but this is what we prefer. Then it has to be female-led, and the definition of female-led this year is to have a woman in a leading position. It's as broad as it sounds. There is a part of the evaluation process that I will explain later, that we evaluate how leader is the woman that is inside the startup. So it's not the same that you are head of something, that you are the CEO. And if you have the 150 or 30% of the shares, or you don't have any part of the shares, you're not the founder. But we welcome all, and this program is for all. It's addressed to all. And then what is very strict is that it has to be from a Horizon Europe related country. It's not only the European Union countries, but also we have other participated countries that you can click on this link that I'm also putting here. It has additionally 19 additional countries like Israel, Norway, Turkey, Albania, UK, Ukraine, Morocco, and more. And then the value proposition of the startups must be in the fields of mobility, food, or manufacturing tech. So this is also addressing the question that was here before. So mobility is, for example, we have logistics, we have public spaces and smart cities, we have micromobility, technology for connected vehicles, energy infrastructure, air mobility, water mobility. In food, we have alternative proteins, sustainable agriculture, aquaculture, nutrition, traceability, circular food systems. And then in manufacturing, we have flexible production systems, circular economy, digital solutions, and human-machine co-working. So it's pretty broad. Okay, so financially and operatively speaking, the program is 100% EU funded. So it's free. No payment, no equity, nothing. It's free. The only thing is that the travel costs are not included, but they are optional experiences. So the proposed travel to Slush, it's optional. And also the mission to the target region, it's also optional, and so on. Then we expect 6 hours of dedication a week, taking into account that we have 2 hours group sessions every 2 weeks, 1 mentoring hour every week, more or less, and then plus a 4 hour of personal dedication. And then the format, it's online. All the group sessions and the mentoring hours are online, except for these 2 optional face-to-face, the mission and the get-together. Okay, so almost at the end. This is the application and evaluation process. To apply, it's very easy. You have to enter into this web, which is supernovas.awardsplatform.com. You have to enter or register, and then click on Start New Entry in the category that is Rocket Up. I will show you now. And then fill in the form. The form, it's very basic questions about your product, your team, your market, how sustainable or your impact, how is your impact with your company, and your capacity to actually go to a different European market today. So for you to get familiarized with the interface, this is what appears when you go into supernovastockawardsplatform.com. And then you have to register here. Once you register and enter, you will see this page. And at the end, you have to select Start Entry, the button. And finally, in the category, you select Rocket Up. And that's it. And you fill the questions. So first, when we close the call, we'll have a first evaluation phase on checking the eligibility. So if you are European, if you are female-led, etc., etc. And then we will make an online evaluation. The top 20 startups pass through the third phase, which is an online interview. And then these top 10 go into the program. What are we going to evaluate? So we are going to assess the innovation, as I said, the team, the market, the impact, and the capacity to expand a new market. So in innovation, so how creative and your product is, and if you are introducing a new product or service or a new business model to the world. Technology-wise, what are you using? If you have any IPs, if you are addressing EIT's focus areas, as I explained before. Then the team, which is your motivation, your background, the degree of the women leadership, and which are your stakeholders, your investors, etc. On the market, which is the size, your unique selling proposition, the objectives that you have, short, long-term, KPIs, and go-to-market strategy. On impact, which are the benefits that you bring into the society and into the environment. And finally, on your internationalization capacity is how scalable you are. If you have any international experience, or in your team, if people in your team are from outside, how diverse you are, your English level, and if you have like potential clients outside or clients that are international from the beginning, and of course, how like the clarity of your website, your pitch deck, your processes, etc. So, summary, easy questions. You also have to attach a pitch deck, which is very important for us. Please don't attach a 30 slides pitch deck. And really, it will take you just 1 hour to fill it. This is not the European Commission. Okay, so regarding timeline, we have the call open until the 9th of June. Then the eligibility and online evaluations, we will do it until the 26th of June, where we will announce the selected 20 to go to the interview, which will be in the middle of July. Then we select the startups that enter into the program on the 17th of July, and we will formalize agreements until the 21 to start again the first week of September until December. So remember, you have until the 9th of June. We won't extend the deadline. Please, if you are interested, just submit now your application. So just a final catch up so you have very clear expectations of what you can get out of this program. You will be able to know where you want to expand and why, like why you're prioritizing these markets. You will have a defined and localized go-to-market strategy and clear steps for the next months for implementation. You will meet the right stakeholders and potential new partners. You will grow your network with experts and mentors. You will connect with other female-led startups. And we will increase your visibility also thanks to EIT communication channels. And that's it. Let's check if we have some questions. Okay, so is UK a target market in the program as well? Yes, it is. Is there a direct grant or investment from this program, or do you help finding investor or possible grants? For the program itself, Rocket Up, there is not a direct grant or investment. So what we offer is all you have seen, but we are not giving a grant, even though that we connect you with the EIT representative that applies to your company, and then you can find additional funding opportunities inside each of the KICs. Switzerland, yes, it's also a welcome country. And I think we don't have any more questions. Okay, so, well, perfect. So thank you for your attention and good luck on your applications. If you have any further questions that maybe come up just after you finish this call or later, you can write to me on celeste.regla, eiturbanmobility.eu. And okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day.